Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is all about releasing through the midline of the body. So we'll do a little work into releasing the core, the back body, as well as the sides of the body. This class is a little bit on the slower side, all about just softening and sinking and releasing tension. If you have a couple of yoga blocks, go ahead and grab those. If not, you can grab a pillow or you can just do all of this with no props at all. And when you're ready, let's get into it. We'll start from lying on our bellies. So find your way down into a Sphinx pose. Lower your whole front body and then bring your forearms to the mat. Here, spread your palms and spread your fingers. Press a little into your finger pads and into your elbows and try to draw them isometrically without actually moving back in space. Notice how this helps you just to open the chest a little bit more, broaden your collarbones, and then start to feel your front body sinking. So feel the softness in your low belly and begin to feel the fullness of your breath there. Inhale through your nose to fill all the way up. And take an exhale out of your mouth. Just start by clearing the slate. Drop anything you don't need. Again, breathing in to fill all the way up. And breathe out of your mouth. Let something go from your day. Now begin to tuck your chin a little bit toward your chest and open the back of your throat here. Keep your shoulders relaxing. Keep them sliding down your back away from your ears. And then start to rock your head from side to side, opening more fully into the back of the neck and the sides of the neck. And take your time. You can go really slow or maybe moving a little bit faster through it if that feels better to you. Begin to neutralize, lift up through your head, and then glide your palms back just like a couple of inches in space. So they might be a little bit more forward than your shoulders. With your next inhalation, start to rise up into something kind of between a yin seal pose and a cobra pose. So it's not quite like fully extended, but it's not a super deep back bend. Create a little lifting in and up through your pelvic floor and try to reach from the base of your ribs all the way forward through the top of your heart. Now begin to make some little circles here through your middle back, through your thoracic spine. So imagine there's like a center point in the middle of your body, like a line that runs through the center of your ribs, and you're trying to glide your ribs around that line in a circular motion. So go first in one direction, and then when you're ready, you can switch. You can have a little micro bend in your elbows and keep that lifting action in and up through the low belly, in and up through the pelvic floor. Good, and then on your next breath out, gently release all the way down. Now drag your palms a little bit further back in space so they're about underneath of your shoulders. Next inhalation, press down and rise up into more of a cobra pose. Keep a micro bend in the elbows and keep drawing the shoulder blades together to touch behind you. Now here, again, explore through the middle back, through the ribs, and through the solar plexus region of your front body as well. It's the space like above the belly button. You can take circles through the ribs or maybe just like lateral glides. You can play with the shoulders, maybe kind of swelling them up towards your ears and then rolling them down the back. Maybe take circles through the neck. Just let it be like an exploration through your belly. Take a breath in, lift up through your heart, and then with your breath out, we're gonna roll onto the outer right hip. So stay up on your right palm, drag your left fingertips in front of your torso, and then begin to sink. Let your feet be staggered and let your legs here get relaxed and heavy. So no tension in the lower body. And then here we're gonna kind of pulsate in and out. So press into the right palm to send the ground away from you. Contract a little your right side body, stick your butt back. And then as you breathe out, soften all of that, contract the left side body and open the right side. Good. Inhale, press the ground away from you, send your hips a little back in space, and then exhale, drop into the side body opening. Let's take two more with the breath. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, And breathe out. Now just stay into the kind of like fanning open of the right side body, creating space between your ribs. And as you stay, open up your chest. So cactus through the left elbow. And again, it's a little action of kind of like sticking your butt back, and you can just rock right here. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Let's roll down through the center. Use your core. Take an inhalation, rise up into a cobra pose. And then with your exhale breath, come to your outer left hip. Right fingertips slide in front of your body. Sink into the stretch in the left side body. Feel it opening. Relax into your feet. Relax into your toes. Now breathe in. Press the ground away from you. Shorten your left side as you send your hips back. Open the right side a little. And then breathing out, sink down, opening the left ribs. Inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, dig a little deeper into the side body stretch. 2 more with your own breath, and keep the movement feeling good to you. So as usual, if something I'm doing isn't quite right in your body, adjust it until it feels good. And then after a few like that, just sinking down into the left side, micro bend the left elbow. And with your next breath in, cactus your right elbow toward the sky. Send your hips a little bit back in space. It's like a little baby arcing of the heart. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Right palm down, micro bending the left elbow, roll back through center and all the way onto your belly. Now, palms by the ribs. Take an inhalation and rise up into like a really tall cobra here, but keep it sweet. So if it's too much, have the palms a little more forward. Dig down into your fingertips. Drag them towards your toenails as you press the toenails down as well. And just see how much you can stretch your heart forward, forward, forward. Broaden the chest. Broaden the collarbones, and maybe tip your head back. Open the throat. Inhale. Exhale. Use your core. Come on up to hands and knees into a tabletop position. We'll play again into some rib cage circles here, creating some mobility and space in the middle back. As you breathe in, begin to soften from the back of your heart down toward the earth. Notice the tips of your shoulder blades kind of hug a little bit together as you do this. And then slide your ribs toward the right side of your mat, hugging in through your left side body. Now press the ground away from you and see how hollow you can get through your full core. And then let the ribs glide to the left, opening there, and then soften your heart back down. Go a couple more times in this direction. And again, maybe the movement is really slow and deliberate, or maybe a faster pace feels good for you. And just try to articulate this so that it is the rib cage doing the circling. The hips are remaining relatively stable, and the rest of the kind of neck and spine are remaining stable. Go ahead and switch up the direction of your circles. Now, taking some cat-cows. As you breathe in, arch your back. As the back arches, see how much you can get open into your full front body. It's like you're spreading through your core, spreading through your heart. Lift your eyes to the sky. And then with your breath out, press down, get hollow in your core, and round your spine up to the sky, pressing the ground away from you so the shoulder blades are in protraction. They're widening. Again, inhaling to arch the back, cow pose, open the front body. Exhale, press down, round your spine, and breathe there. Breathe to all the vertebrae, create space. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Walk your knees together and sit your hips back to your heels, coming into child's pose with the knees closed. You can walk your fingertips forward, and you might find a block to rest underneath of your head if that feels comfortable. Block, pillow, whatever prop you have. Or maybe just rest your forehead all the way down to the mat. Breathe into the low belly, and also breathe into your lower back, but in a lateral way. So it's like your breath is traveling from your sacrum out toward the sides of your hips. And every exhale, allow your body to melt a little bit more. Let yourself really have permission here to release any holding, anything that's not serving. Deepen your breath. We'll stay for 2 more rounds. Relax the creases of your hips. And see how soft you can make your face, your mouth, your cheeks, your forehead. Start to press down and find your way back up. You can slide the block out of the way if you took it. Come down and around to a seat and land your fingertips down at the base of your spine. Let the fingertips point forward. Have a little space between your hands and your pelvis. Root your feet. Draw the tips of your shoulder blades together, opening your chest. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, press into the earth and lift your hips to the sky, finding a reverse tabletop. If you're good here, you can start to drop your head back as long as it feels okay on your neck. And then shift your weight a little more into your toes and then a little more into the heels of your hands. Rocking your hips kind of forward and a little bit back in space. Magnetize through your inner thighs, lift through your pelvic floor. Just take one more breath in, open your heart. As you breathe out, super softly sink your sitting bones to the mat and then lift your head if you dropped it back. Find a seat, feet flat, hands to the fronts of your shins. As you breathe in, widen your knees. Send your butt back. Hug in through the lines of your waist. Lift your heart and lift your eyes. As you breathe out, hollow into the core. Imagine your belly button is being dragged through your spine all the way back behind you. And draw your chin toward your chest, rounding. Inhale, arch the back again. Open your knees, lift your heart. Exhale, round and curl. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. Press down, rise up just to a nice easy seat, coming into Sukhasana. And as you inhale, stretch your arms wide and all the way up overhead. Catch for opposite elbows. Drop your shoulders down your back and then try to pull your elbows a little bit apart as you lengthen up through the top of your head. Inhale here. Now exhale, arc up and over toward the right side of the mat. Drop your left sitting bone down and your eyes might look up inside the crease of the left elbow. Keep growing longer and longer from the root points of the sit bones. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, rise through the center, grow even taller. Breathe out, arc up and over toward the left. Keep the action of pressing your palms into your elbows, and it's like you're trying to pull your arms apart. One more inhale breath. And exhale. Breathing in, rise up, let that go. Find your blocks. Bring one of them just to the back of the mat. We'll use that in a minute. And if you have a pillow, just grab for your pillow and we'll roll down to lying on our backs. From here, once the back of your head lands, take one block or maybe stack your blocks and use both and slide them under your sacrum. So we'll come into a supported bridge here. Let the weight of your pelvis really go, really drop onto the block. And then your feet can stay flat. Your legs might go up toward the sky if you want a little release in the lower body, or if you'd like to open up more into the fronts of the hips, maybe stretching the feet all the way forward toward the top of the mat. So pick whatever version works for you. If you don't have a block or a prop of any kind, you can take a supported bridge still, pressing into the feet, lift the hips, wiggle your shoulder blades underneath of you, and then use the heels of your hands to support your pelvis so the fingertips point toward the sides of your hips. Wherever you land, let your body drop. Everything is melting. Everything is releasing. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And if you notice that your mind becomes distracted, see if you can call yourself back to your current experience, the experience of the present moment, by tuning into all your sensations. And we'll just be here for about 3 more rounds of breath. Can you let your pelvis get even heavier? Can you give the weight of it more to the force of gravity? Soften your palms. Soften through the space of the heart. And if you extended your legs forward or up to the sky, re-anchor your feet to the earth beneath the knees, and then just softly lift your hips off of your prop and roll back down one vertebra at a time until your sacrum lands. Now, setting up for our final pose, we'll take a supported fish. If you don't have props, you can just find your way into Shavasana, arms and legs opening wide. If you'd like to take the blocks or a pillow or whatever you've got, set them up so they're parallel at the back of your mat, leaving like maybe a handprint of distance in between. The bottom block is going to come under the back of your heart. So think of bringing like the bottom tips of your shoulder blades onto the block, prop yourself up, and then let the head rest onto the top block. Extend your legs all the way straight forward, or you can take Baddha Konasana in the legs to get more opening into the hips if that's what you prefer. Once you're set up, you have options. You can adjust the height of the props if you'd like, maybe taking the top block one setting down to open more through the chest and through the throat. Really take your time setting this up to be comfortable for you so that you can relax. Relax into stillness. Relax into your breath. Start to scan through your body and check in with any tension that you can find. And the tension might show up in different ways on different days. Sometimes the sensation feels sticky, sometimes like tight, sometimes it might even be like the absence of sensation that we'll experience. So however you encounter it, let it be there, and then see what you can consciously relax and release. Last few breaths here. If your heart is elevated, see if you can feel like there's an expanded capacity to your lungs as well. So you can breathe more fully and then spread the breath thoroughly through the lines of the arms and the legs, all the way down to touch the feet and the hands. You can stay here even longer if you'd like, or start to bring your elbows down beside you. Just gently lift yourself up and off of the blocks. And then for a moment, come down to lying on your back with no props at all. Roll back down vertebra by vertebra. Place one palm to your low belly and one palm to your heart space. Feel your inhales traveling from low belly, between the ribs, and all the way to the tops of the lungs. Feel your exhales releasing down that same channel, but in reverse, starting from the chest, then through the ribs, then to the belly. Again, inhale fully. Exhale fully. Last breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth, whatever you need. Release your hands and draw your knees in toward your chest. Take a few circles onto the low back, massage the space of your sacrum. Keep the back of your head rooted. And then begin to make your way up to a seat. You can take a couple rocks up and down the length of your spine to get there. And then close the practice in Sukhasana. So find yourself in a comfortable seat. Palms can rest in your lap, either facing up or down. Close your eyes. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Acknowledge any effects of this practice or anything that was stirred up in this little bit of movement. And acknowledge what you were able to let go of and to drop. And bring your palms to prayer at heart center. Lift your heart and bow, chin to chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this little movement practice with me today. I hope that you're feeling good and you were able to let something go through the midline of your body or just create some more space. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below. You can also join as a monthly donation member, and both of these really help to support me. Have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will see you soon in the next class. Bye.